Hi guys, it's me Grace. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys some Cantonese learning resources because recently I made a video on language learning resources where I shared an app with you guys that I like to use for learning languages, and also like what I use to like memorize vocabulary, stuff like that. So that video was really general. It was applicable to all languages really. I'll link it down below, so go watch it if you haven't seen it. But you guys know, if you didn't know, I am learning 4 languages at the moment. I learned Japanese, Cantonese, Mandarin, and French. And so I asked you guys if you wanted to see specific videos for these languages, and you guys said yes. And so in today's video, I'm going to be talking about Cantonese and sharing with you guys all the resources that I know for learning Cantonese. So I have many videos on my channel about language learning. I have a video, actually my very first video was on how to learn a language, like my first proper video. And in that video, basically I said, I'll link it down below. All the videos that I mentioned, I will link them down below. So make sure you look in the description. But in that video, I talked about how it's really important to have a structured source for your learning. So basically, whether that is a textbook or like a podcast series or something that's basically going to teach you the language. Now, the thing with Cantonese is there's not really that many resources online and, in person because, not many people learn Cantonese. When I say in person, I don't mean a teacher. We're talking about learning self-learning Cantonese, If you have a teacher, then obviously they can make lessons for you. But if you're learning by yourself, then to go find a textbook, to go find a podcast series, to go find an online lecture series, there are not that many in comparison to other languages like Japanese or like Mandarin, for example. I have a video on how to learn Cantonese, and in that video I shared with you guys basically my language learning journey, like how I started with learning Cantonese. I didn't use any books, but I think because I started learning 4 years ago, there definitely were less things on the internet and just in the world than now. I think people have made some more resources. A book that you can use this is for a very beginner, is a book called 大家嘅廣東話, so Cantonese for everybody. This is a book that basically teaches you Cantonese from scratch. I found about this book too late, and I think it was out there when I started learning Cantonese, but I didn't know about it. And so I found out about it like way into my studies, and then it just wasn't really worth buying because the book literally teaches you from scratch. At that time, I already had a pretty good foundation, so it wouldn't have really made sense to buy that book. But it is a book that you can use. If you guys have been watching my videos, you guys would have seen this book a lot. So this is Illustrated Hong Kong Cantonese, and it's basically a vocab book. So it just teaches you vocabulary. And actually, the book company that made this book, they saw me, because I bought this with my own money, right? They saw me showing this book, and they saw how much I enjoyed the book. And so they actually sent me some of their other books. So they have Hong Kong Cantonese 1. So this literally teaches you Cantonese from the beginning, kind of like 大家嘅廣東話. And it's not just a vocab book, it actually teaches you the grammar as well. It's really, really good because I think since I didn't really have a book like this, there are a lot of gaps in my knowledge. There are some really basic things that I don't know, and that's because I didn't really have a comprehensive guide or book that properly taught me. So I think there are some things in this book that I'll probably learn. Yeah. They also sent me number 3. So this is business Cantonese. So this is like advanced. Yeah. And they also have number 2, but I think they said that they're currently remaking it. So that's why they didn't send it to me, and it will come out in the summer and then they'll send it to me then. So I think right now will be like level 2, right? And also they have a second edition of their of the vocab book. This is the second part to and it's basically just more vocab. What I really like about these books is it doesn't only have Cantonese, it also has Mandarin, Japanese, Korean, and English. So when you're reading it, you can see the counterpart. It's really, really great because I'm actually learning Mandarin and Japanese. So I'll put a link to the website in the description below. They didn't pay me to say any of this, by the way. I generally look through the books and they're actually really good. So I would recommend these books. So I'll link them down below. The only thing I'll say about those books is they don't actually use Yuping. So if you didn't know, Cantonese has different romanization systems. And I think the most common one nowadays is Yuping. These books don't use Yuping. They actually use a different kind of romanization system, but it's very, very similar to Yuping. So I feel like even if you've only learned Yuping, I would still recommend buying these books because you'll quickly adapt to the romanization system because there are only a few differences. And I think they actually told me as well that they're going to be remaking the books and they're going to include Yuping as well. So yeah. Now you're probably thinking, okay, Grace, if you didn't use books, then what did you use? So basically what I did was there's this website called CantoneseClass101.com. And basically you have to pay a subscription for the website. I think it's, well, the price varies depending on whether you get like a basic or like a premium account. But the point is you have to pay a monthly subscription, or you can pay like yearly, for their services, you know. And you see, and the reason why I wouldn't recommend doing that is just because they have vocab lists, on their website, but sometimes they mix up the written Cantonese and the spoken Cantonese. If you didn't know, Cantonese has a written and spoken language. So they often mix that up. And it's like, why am I paying for, you know, a resource that is not 100% correct? Do you know what I mean? Like, why should I have to worry about whether what I'm learning is actually how you say it in the spoken language, you know? But they did have their podcast series where they actually taught you the grammar. They're actually like two people who are actually speaking, and in those podcasts everything was spoken Cantonese because obviously someone is actually teaching it, so they're not going to teach you written Cantonese. The vocab lists and stuff, I think they were computer generated, and then they didn't really check that, so that's why I had errors. But I just I used their podcast series, and what I did was basically they give you a 1 week free trial. So what I did was I made like a bunch of different emails, and then I kept using the 1 week free trial. And I know that's kind of fraudulent, I won't even lie. Like, it's kind of bad to do that, just like abusing the system, but like that's what I did. And yeah, I think it really laid a good foundation for me. But obviously you don't have to do that. You can buy these books. Also, they have a YouTube channel as well, you know, so the stuff on the YouTube channel is free. You can use that as well. But I think they are a good resource. You just have to be careful when they're making videos. It's not actually made by a person, because then sometimes they teach you written instead of spoken. The next resource that I will recommend for learning Cantonese is definitely cartoons. Oh my gosh, guys, the amount of Cantonese that I learned from Peppa Pig is insane. Like, cartoons are great because they speak at slower speeds and they don't use complex vocabulary. If you're watching a TV drama or a movie, it might be a crime drama, you know, they might be talking about business, they might be talking about social issues, you know. As a beginner, you don't need that vocabulary, quite frankly, not yet anyway. And obviously you won't understand it. Whereas cartoons are for kids, right? They're only going to be using basic words, and they're going to be speaking at a slower rate. So it's really good for learning new words and stuff. So I will link a playlist literally in the description below of just Cantonese cartoons on YouTube. I know Peppa Pig has been dubbed into Cantonese. I know Doraemon has been dubbed into Cantonese. There are also some Hong Kong cartoons as well that you can watch. Definitely, because you'll definitely learn a lot. And because cartoons are very animated, like they have a lot going on, even if they don't have subtitles, I think over time you will learn, you know, just by watching them. So yeah, I will link all the Cantonese cartoons that I know in the description below, because there are actually a lot on YouTube, and I think it's a good resource, definitely. As well as cartoons, also just watching Cantonese YouTubers, Cantonese movies, films, stuff like that. Literally just go on Google and type in Hong Kong TV dramas. Like, literally, that's what I did. My favorite TV drama is Encore Samsa Block Silsi. I found that one literally by typing Hong Kong TV dramas, and they came up and I watched it. It's really good. Movies and also just YouTubers. I like Mira's Garden. I like Ayo. Recently I've been really obsessed with Ayo. I watch her videos all the time.
Hi, 大家好，我係Ayo。Hi， 大家好，我係Ayo。各位
Hello， 大家好，我係Ayo。 She's like Hong Konger living in London. And so she basically makes up videos. I feel like there's a lot of Hong Kongers nowadays making videos on how it's like living in the UK, because a lot of Hong Kongers are migrating to the UK. So I love watching those kind of videos, like seeing the UK in the lens of a Hong Konger. So I really love Ayok. And yeah, there's some, just go on YouTube, just type in some titles in Cantonese, so you'll find the Cantonese videos, right? On YouTube as well, YouTube was a really big resource for me when I first started learning Cantonese, and I still use it now. Like, I'm still learning Cantonese, you know? There are some YouTubers that teach Cantonese that I want to share with you guys. First is Speaking Cantonese with Miss Winnie. She posts every day. She literally posts every day, but her videos are really short, but they're like short bits of learning every single day. If you can watch her video every day as it comes out, I think you'll definitely learn a lot. Also, there's Dope Chinese with Gloria. These channels are really, really small, but they make videos, and their videos are actually quite good, just that people don't know about them. So her as well. Also, Dictionaries. So this video is getting really long, but I really want it to be a comprehensive guide, so I'm really going into detail. For Dictionaries, I would use Pleco. Pleco is really good. You can have it on your phone. When you initially download it, it will just show English and Mandarin, but you can go in settings and turn on Cantonese as well. Really great for somebody who's learning Cantonese and Mandarin simultaneously, because then you can compare. Also, CC Canto for your desktop. It's a website, and also Canto Dict. That's a website as well. So yeah, those are the dictionaries that I use. So oftentimes when I'm watching things, if there's a word that I don't understand, I'll pause, type it into Pleco or CC Canto or Canto Dict, depending on what device I'm on, and then yeah, I'll learn the translation. They're really good. They're English to Cantonese and Cantonese to English, by the way. And lastly, the biggest resource is to find a person that could speak Cantonese, find a Hong Konger, find someone from Guangdong. I learned a lot from conversation. When you're having a conversation with someone, if there's something that you don't understand, you say, sorry, what does that mean? They teach you, you learn the new words, you know? So definitely watching TV and like movies, films, okay, movies and films are the same thing. Watching TV and like films and speaking to people definitely is like my biggest source of learning things, right? And then after that comes the YouTube videos and, you know, the textbooks and stuff. But yeah, this is basically my as of right now, it's my comprehensive guide to learning Cantonese. It's the best Cantonese resources that I know. But yeah, make sure you watch my video on how to learn Cantonese if you haven't already. My video on how to learn a new language, how to learn a language with music, how to learn a language with TV. I have a lot of videos on language learning. And I feel like a lot of people watch my videos speaking in those languages, and then they comment down below, how did you get so good? Oh my gosh, how are you so amazing, right? I have a whole playlist sharing, okay, my tips, sharing my tactics and my strategies. So make sure you go watch those. If you like this video, please give it a like, share it with all your friends, family, your fellow language learners. Comment down below anything I missed. Obviously, I don't know all the resources, you know, there might be more. Let's share some in the comments down below. A lot of you guys have been telling me about how you want to start learning Cantonese. So I really hope that this video was helpful in getting you started. And also subscribe to my channel if you're not already. If you've made it this far, then there's no reason for you not to subscribe. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.